Going to continue with the chapter. So here, when we are reading this chapter, we come to know that it is, yes, so when you're describing about nature, the things that you have learned, what are the things that you have noticed, right? The change in the season, the change in the weather, what it has brought to us. So it is not necessarily, it always has to be some kind of an like a personal experience, your interaction with someone, or that has like changed you, that what you have to write in a diary entry. So it is here, like looking around at nature, seeing things here, and there are no dialogues, right? There are no like what you can say conversations here, or telling about your interaction with someone. So it is just describing what is happening around us. And so if we had to write, if we had to make it, like the winter rain diary, then what would we have written? It would have been different. Yes. So it would have been quite different, isn't it? So can we continue with the reading part? Yes. So what are the things that the writer noticed in the rainy season? So when it rained for a couple of days, what was there? The mist came. Yes, there was mist in the hills. And what did the mist do? What did the mist do? Yes, what did the mist do? It covered everything. Yes, it covered everything. It blanketed everything. It like it was not easy to see. Yes, it reduced the visibility. Yes, it covers everything. Okay. Yeah. And so please write your name and class and roll number when you enter the meeting, please. Okay, I think so. I don't have to tell you this again and again, but this is here. Okay, so right, the mist came and it engulfed everything. It was not, like clearly visible, and it can happen during the monsoon rain also in the hills. And what else was there? New life emerging. You could see that what that cobra lily coming out, right? So the beautiful things that are hidden and they emerge during the rainy season. So new life, it emerges. It and plants, how they come up. So hidden in the corners and the cracks over there in the hills. So they just come out of there. Okay, let's start with now. Which entry is it? Last entry was June 25th. This is June 27th. Are you all looking at the screen? Looking at your books? Are you? Yes. So please look there. Right. The rains have heralded the arrival of some seasonal visitors, a leopard and several thousand leeches. So with the rain, there are these visitors, seasonal, they come during these seasons, and there's a leopard, a wildcat, yes, several thousand leeches. What are leeches? Who tell me? What are leeches? So what do they do? What kind of animals are they? Or insects are they? Yes, so they suck blood. So they attach themselves on the skin and they suck the blood, isn't it? So they are blood sucking these creatures. Yes, and right, it sucks blood. Yes, it's a blood sucker, the leeches. And especially where there's a lot of rain, it's very humid and constantly raining. In those parts, these leeches are very, very common. Are they common over here? What comes out during the rainy season over here? It rains a lot. What kind of insects do you see? Yes, what kind of insects do we see? The Cockroaches coming out. Is it? It rains and cockroaches come out. Okay. Earthworms come out. Yes, you see a lot of earthworms. Frogs also, they come out and they start croaking. You have these insects or these moths, they come to the light, they're attracted towards that, isn't it? Right? Yes. So you have in the rainies, the snakes, they come out. Oh, yes. So we have very slippery, crawly creatures coming out. So is it nice to see these earthworms all around? No, they look very what? So right, no, not a nice sight at all. And yeah, so all those creepy, crawly things, they come out during the rainy season. Yes. So here, what has come out? Several thousand leeches. That means so many. The hills would be covered with that, isn't it? Yesterday afternoon, the leopard lifted a dog from near the servants' quarter below the school. So, right, how's the leopard showing its presence? It picked up a dog. In the evening, it attacked one of Biju's cows, but fled at the approach of Biju's mother, who came screaming imprecations. Right? So, is the leopard done? Yes, they're creepy. Yeah, they're very creepy. So, what did the leopard do? Yeah, it lifted a dog and then it came to attack the cow. Whose cow was it? Biju's cow. And but Biju's mother, she reached on time and she started shouting at the animal, right? And so yes, so we have that during the rainy season in the hills. These kind of animals, they come out. As for the leeches, I shall soon get used to a little bloodletting every day. So yeah, so when you're out in the hills, you're walking, and right, so there are times you just cannot avoid that when a leech gets stuck on you and it sucks a little bit of blood. A little bloodletting every day. What is bloodletting? Who takes away the blood? The leech takes away the blood. Is it clear? Yes. Right. So other new arrivals are the scarlet minivets. The females are yellow. What's scarlet? What color is it? Scarlet is, it's a bright red color, right? And yes, so what is this scarlet minivet? It's a bird. It looks like the cuckoo bird and it is red in color. The male birds are red. The females are yellow. Flitting silently among the yes, where are we? Flitting silently among the leaves like brilliant jewels. So these yellow birds, these red birds, they flit among the leaves. So flitting, just flying and from one place to another. And they look like bright jewels because of their bright color. And in the rainy season, right, when everything appears like, yes, in the morning, quite dull, right? And the mist is there around you, and you can see these red and yellow birds. It adds lots of color to that. And of course, yes, the things are there, they become so green and fresh. Yeah. Flitting silent. No matter how leafy the trees are, these brightly colored birds cannot conceal themselves. What does conceal means? Hide themselves, right? Cover themselves. They want to hide behind the green leaves, but no, why can't they hide themselves? Because these birds are very brightly colored. They can't hide themselves because they have bright red color and so difficult to hide themselves. Why do you think birds and animals and insects, they hide themselves? We have, like, yes, we have even insects, so they just like merge among the plants and they're not visible. Why do they do this? Yet to not to be noticed, so that yes, so the birds don't come and attack them, the other animals don't come and attack them, right? So they just want to hide themselves, right, to remain safe, for their safety. Yes. So although by remaining absolutely silent, they sometimes contrive to go unnoticed. So how can the bird go unnoticed? A bright red bird, a yellow bird, how will it go unnoticed? If it remains silent, it will not make that chirping sound. It will not, like what make any kind of sound. Along come a pair of drongos. So drongo is also a bird. So yes, so we have learned scarlet minivet is the bird. Drongo is also a bird. Okay, so what else comes out in the rainy season apart from the leopard and the leeches? These birds, they come out. Okay, so along come a pair of drongos, unnecessarily aggressive, chasing the minivets away. So the drongos, yes, aggressive, they're quite violent, right? And they chase the birds away. So these birds, they sit quietly in the tree. They want to go unnoticed. But even then, these birds, who is it? The drongo comes and chases them away, right? So makes them go away. Okay, what have I done? Yes, now here. A tree creeper moves rapidly up the trunk of the oak tree, snapping up insects all the way. Now that the rains are here, there is no dearth of food for the insectivorous birds. A tree creeper. What's a creeper? Climbing up. It's these plants which need support to climb up. Yes, we see the money plants and all here. So you put the stick and it goes on it, right? So creepers there. And they move rapidly up the trunk of the oak tree. So some creepers are there, snapping up insects all the way. So as it is growing, what is happening to the insects? So they are just disappearing. And there are some plants also which are insectivorous. Now that the rains are here, there is no dearth of food for the insectivorous birds, right? Yes. What is dearth? Please write down, what is dearth? Shortage of food for the insectivorous birds. Yes. What are insectivorous birds? They feed on insects, right? Yes. So there are many birds which feed on insect. In fact, most of the birds are there, insectivorous. And in the rainy season, what happens? What happens? So many insects come out. And who feeds on those insects? Who feeds on the... Yeah, minivet is a bird. Minivet is a bird. Okay. So minivet, drongo. Minivet is a red colored bird. The males are red colored and the females, they are yellow colored. Okay. And the drongo bird is quite aggressive. It comes and chases these birds away. So there's a lot of noise also happening, right? So yes, the birds and the chirping sound, the insects also giving that sound, right? And the birds coming, why? Because there's so many insects around and they're coming and having a good time. There is no shortage of food. And this is how life goes. This is the cycle of life. This is what you can say, you talk about your web of life or the food chain and all, right? So this is how it happens. Yes, so we have insectivorous plants also. Do you know that? Yes? Have you heard of insectivorous plants? Okay, homework for today. You're going to find out about insectivorous plants. Yes, yes. So there are I think it's the Venus flytrap, isn't it? So so these insects, they come and get attached over there. So it's like a, right? And the plant, it just sucks the insect inside. Yes, so right. Yes, yes. So the pitcher plant, yeah, the Venus fly. So Rafflesia is also there. Yeah, Rafflesia is said to be one of the largest ones. It has a very foul kind of a smell also, isn't it, right? So people might be knowing more than me. You've read in your science chapters here. But here, yes, so you read it from that point of view, from your science point of view. But how we are reading it? We are reading it from a writing point of view, that how we are going to describe the beauty of nature. So do you think when you read all this, do you think nature is always beautiful? Is it? Is there this other side of nature that we are not aware of? Yes? Right. So this side of nature, we talk about the birds eating the insects. We have the birds chasing away other birds. We have the leopards coming and, running away with the dog and chasing the cattle there. We have the leeches, and how are they going to survive? The leeches, they attach themselves to the animals and humans, and they suck blood. So, right, so nature is there. It is not always about beauty. It is not always about nice things, right? So So yeah, so there this side of nature that we are not aware of. Natural disasters, that is, we're talking about the rain here. Too much of rain, it causes all that. Yeah. But during the rainy season, there's a lot of life, there's a lot of activity, right? Yes. Okay. But right. So by that, by the ugly side of nature, I'm not necessarily talking about the tsunamis and the landslides and things like that. I'm talking about the ugly side of plants and animals, right? Yes, so plants here, we were talking about that insectivorous plant, which you people have told me. Animals, we're talking about the birds feeding there. And this is, as I said, this is nature. This is about staying alive, right? Okay, so we have a few questions here. Can you tell me why is the author not able to see Biju? Who's the author here? Please tell me. Who's the author? Ruskin Pond. And why he's not able to see Biju? Because of the mist. Yes, he can hear him, but he can't see him. What does the mist done? It's covered everything. It's blanketed everything, and right, Biju is not visible. What are the two ways in which the hills appear to change when the mist comes up? Yes, you want me to go back so that you can tell me what are the ways in which it changes? Yes. How does the mist change everything? Mist covers everything. It gives a privacy, isn't it? Yes. What else? What else? One is it gives it privacy. Then is it silence, right? Does the mist make it silent? There is nothing visible. That is very true. Yeah. So the mist, it gives the privacy. It is there. Things can be heard, but they can't be seen. So maybe this is the way that yes, it does not make everything quiet. It hides everything. The mist, what does it do? It makes everything covered. It covers everything. Mist kya hai? What is mist? Mist just like a fog. Okay, right? And covers everything. It hides this. You can't see maybe for a longer distance here what is there in front of you. It covers it, isn't it? Yes. So the mist, it hides that. And so, right, so there's a little bit of rain also. And when there is that rain, the mist also comes in the hills and it hides everything. Right? So yes, you get that privacy. Okay, I'm walking alone in the hills, but you're not alone there. There are so many things that you can't see. Right. Yes, so it's like the fog only. Absolutely correct. Fine. So yes, it becomes silent, not silent. It becomes what? Covered, right? It gives you privacy. Yes. And right, well, other things that happen is the plants, they're coming up and all, right? So the vegetation here. Okay, now let's come to the second part. Now, what is the date of the diary entry over here? The date is August 2, and it is still raining. All night, the rain has been drumming on the corrugated tin roof. Drumming keeps on falling. And we hear the sound of the rain, isn't it? And what do we do? At the night, when you hear the rain falling on the roof, what do? Yes, so you cover yourself with a blanket even more tightly, isn't it? Right? Yes. So drumming on the corrugated tin roof. Tin roof. Have you seen corrugated tin roofs? Yes, so right, so there's kind of waves and right? So tin roofs you see. And in the hills, you have these slanting roofs and you have these tiles so that it just keeps on falling down, does not collect. Okay, so right, so the whole night the rain has been drumming, it's been making noise on the corrugated tin roof, and because on the tin roof the rain sounds even more louder. There has been no storm, no thunder, just a steady swish of a tropical downpour, right? And right, it's not that there's a lot of thunder, there's a lot of noise here, but it is just falling continuously. And yes, there's that sound of the rain falling. There has been no storm, no thunder, just the steady swish of a tropical downpour. It helps me to lie awake. At the same time, it doesn't keep me from sleeping. What does this mean? It helps me to lie awake. I can't sleep because the rain is falling. It's making a lot of noise, disturbance. At the same time, it doesn't keep me from sleeping. Oh, yes, it's raining outside. It's so nice. And yeah, the weather is very nice. I can fall asleep. What does this mean? He's awake because of the rain. Yes. And he's sleeping because of the rain. Both things happening here. Both things happening. It helps me to lie awake. At the same time, it does not keep me from sleeping. I am awake. Why? Because I hear the sound of the rain on the roof, right? It's keeping me awake. It's not letting me sleep, but it doesn't keep me from sleeping. I can fall asleep also listening to the sound of the rain, right? So two very opposite things. I can stay awake if I want to. I can sleep if I want to, because the rain is there. The sound, it is not, very loud sound. It's not that sound which is causing a lot of disturbance, because it is not thunder. It is not storm which makes us awake, but it is that light falling sound of the rain. It's keeping falling, and that sound is coming on the tin roof. But I can fall asleep if I want to. It is a good sound to read by. It's raining outside, and it's a good sound to read by. Which sound? The sound of the rain falling. The rain outside, the quiet within. So it's raining outside, but inside it is very, very quiet. And although tin roofs are given to springing unaccountable leaks, there is a feeling of being untouched by and yet in touch with the rain. Isn't it beautiful? Right? So nicely the poet has written. It's I see he can't sleep because of the rain, but he can sleep because it's raining. Then he can hear that sound, right? And although it is silent, like inside, but he is comforted by that sound outside, and he would love to read a book. And the sound on the tin roof, a tin roof, constant rainfall, horiye. So there are times it might start leaking also. Yes. And when it is leaking, yeah, it might be possible that a drop falling on him. But one thing is there, yeah, that he is also away from the rain. He is also safe inside. Right? So there is a feeling of being untouched by. The rain does not fall on him actually, but yes, he is in touch with the rain. How is he in touch with the rain? He can hear the sound of the rain. He can hear the rain falling. Okay, right? Is this clear? All of you, look at this diary entry once again. I'm giving you a minute, read it quickly. Any doubts, ask me. Yes? Any doubts, anyone? No? Okay, very good. So yes, so the rain is falling, and the writer can stay awake also. He can fall asleep because of the rain. And although there's a lot of sound outside, but inside everything is very silent because everyone has fallen asleep, right? Because of the rain. And yes, there are times that the roofs, they start leaking also. But right now, yeah, it seems as he can hear the rain falling. He is in touch with the rain, but yet he is away from the rain. Okay, right. August 3, the rain stops. The clouds begin to break up. The sun strikes the hill on my left. The clouds begin to break up. It seems as if there were dense clouds all joined together, one huge cloud covering the hills. And now, as the rain has stopped, the clouds have also started to drift apart. They're going away. The sun strikes the hill on my left. So you can hear, like you can feel the sunlight, right? You can see the bright sun on his left. A woman is chopping up sticks. Right, so yes, in the hills they have to do this, doing this, right? They're chopping up sticks for the fire, and naturally because of the rain, maybe they did not have much dry firewood left. I hear the tinkle of cowbells. Cow bells tinkle. So yes, the cow bells, where would the cow bells be? Around the neck of the cattle, right? So these bells are there, and as they walk, they make this tinkling sound. In the oak tree, a big tree, a huge tree, oak trees, which are typically found in the hilly areas, a crow shakes the raindrops from his feathers and caws disconsolately. So, right, the rain has stopped. Everybody's coming back to action. The lady is busy chopping the sticks, right? The cattle have started moving. You can hear the bell sound. There's a crow, and he's shaking the rain, and he is cawing as if he's very sad, right? So, the sound of the crow. Water drips from a leaking drain pipe. And suddenly, clean and pure, the song of the whistling thrush emerges like a dark, sweet secret from the depths of the ravine. Thrush, once again a bird, a whistling bird, it comes, the sound comes out, the rain has stopped, and the bird is there happy and showing, like, yes, that what? Making that sound, right? Like a dark, sweet secret from the depths of the ravine. And from the depth of the valley, what can be heard? The sound of the bird. Okay, right? So I think we'll stop here. Yes. Any doubts, anybody? So many birds. Yes, the hills are there. There are so many birds hidden among the trees. And there's so many birds we don't even know the names of. But we've learned that, isn't it? Right. So, yes, so I will stop here for today and we will resume with the chapter tomorrow.